The author says this: you know what, we need to write a new story about slavery. Because what we don't talk about, the benefits that we've now got because of slavery, African Britons. Are you kidding me?
We're talking about Tony Sewell, by the way. Tony Sewell was the author of this ridiculous report into institutional racism in the UK, which, according to the report, doesn't exist. If you check my YouTube channel, you see that I actually did an analysis of the Chakrabarti report into Labour, and one of the glaring things that you could see was forget anti-Semitism, anti-black and Islamophobic language and behaviour was rife in the Labour Party. So if it's rife in the Labour Party and the Conservative Party put together a report, of course they're going to find themselves not guilty. But the outrage here at the moment that a lot of people are feeling in the UK is towards the author of that report, Tony Sewell, and a lot of the people who are involved in that report. Now, as soon as I get my hands on that report, it's 280 pages, I will go through it, and I'm going to do that on this channel, obviously. But right now, I have to get information from people who have read the report and people who are reading the report at the moment, which would be these guys on this podcast. Eddie Nestor from the Real McCoy, from that heroic generation that basically I worship. He's got a talk show called No Joke, right? Funnily enough, I made a point the other day. I said, like, if you're on the right track, you keep seeing the same names pop up over and over again. Lord Woolley, Simon Woolley of Woodford. Let me introduce you now.
And what did we get? What did we get? Because Eddie, you think about this for a second. That report could have easily come out of the 1970s or 1980s, which at its get-go would start at one premise: deny.
Bam.
Deny.
I like
and
this
then
guy.
say,
I like this guy.
you know what? Why can't you be like the Asians? Why can't you be like this?
Yeah.
You're okay, you're Christian. They're pitting one minority group against another. Oh, and to add insult to injury without prompt, with entering a debate in which nobody asked. The author says this: you know what, we need to write a new story about slavery. Because what we don't talk about, the benefits that we've now got because of slavery, African Britons. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Eddie, what does that say?
Unfortunately, they're not kidding, are they? They're not kidding.
Curtis, what does that say? That says this: Curtis Walker, Eddie Nestor, Joanne Lewis, Simon Woolley should be grateful
Well,
for this
You're about to get that where you're going. So you better be ready, because
Listen.
you need to be grateful that you are now
I'm gonna say that.
an
That's-
Oxbridge
yeah.
College. You're about
Yeah.
to get it. You
No,
don't.
but-
You.
No,
I'm
but
telling.
Lord
I'm
Willie.
telling you.
I
You're
know,
about.
but
To
Eddie,
I get it.
never mind about me, that we with English sounding names, the author tells us we should be grateful because our history has been erased. We
But
should
that's
be.
why he's the author. He was
Correct.
he was put there
He was selected.
for a reason.
Ask
We
yourself,
knew.
Curtis, imagine this for a second, and I want all your listeners, all your viewers to think about this for a second. Imagine that the government sponsor a report into anti-Semitism,
Deny them.
and then
Yeah.
Yep.
the author says,
Yep.
without prompt, that actually
Grateful.
in this debate about anti-Semitism,
Anti-Semitism
there were
doesn't
good
exist.
things about the
And
Holocaust.
yeah, there were good
Yeah.
things about the
Imagine.
Holocaust. Yeah, imagine.
Imagine, and justifiably outrage would pursue.
Imagine.
Why should we be treated any different, Eddie?
So yeah, imagine that. Imagine if there was the report into anti-Semitism and there was found to be no anti-Semitism. And not only that, the report concluded that it's a good thing Hitler put so many Jews in the ovens, because like from that they managed to end up with the diamond districts in New York and Israel. Yeah, that's you can come to that conclusion, couldn't you? Imagine if that report, imagine if any report came to that conclusion. But that's what we're being made to swallow.
It's galvanized our communities together in outrage. And I've never seen so many people singing in one voice as they are, and this is from the radicals to the moderates, that Black Britain is outraged, is disgusted. So I would like your viewers, your listeners, to sign our petition. The petition's head is "Denounce the divisive, deceitful, and racist Dr. Tony Sewell report on race inequality." Let me say this, Eddie. If white people had produced this report, we'd say it's racist. We would say, how dare you publish a racist report? And so what I'm saying is that there are Black people fronting white racism. And this report needs to be consigned to the bin. And so you sign it, you tell your MPs, and you say, we cannot have this report in my name, whether it's the Tony Sewell report or the Boris Johnson report. It has to be consigned to the bin.
So there you have it. That's it. I haven't read the report yet. I'm going to read the report, obviously. It denies racism. So I do trust that it denies racism. That's a very easy thing for me to comprehend, not having read it. Let's carry on with some more Lord Simon Woolley of Woodford, who pretty much is impressing me at the moment as the standout, genuine Black representative on the media, a genuine advocate, I'd have to say. Yeah, big up Lord Simon Woolley of Woodford. Yeah, man, I'm riding with this dude. But yeah, the interesting parts about people in the UK considering the benefits of, or the post-benefits of slavery is something that is really going to have a negative ripple effect to all the racists out in the UK. It's going to feed the intellectual, or the pseudo-intellectual racists, because it's going to give legitimacy because there were Black faces involved.
Downing Street has to feel the heat of Britain. Otherwise, it is a green light. Now, Doreen Lawrence is right, when you say there's no structural race inequality, those racists are emboldened.
Yeah.
I'm doing the right thing. There's no racism.
Yeah.
And we will catch even more hellfire.
Yeah.
Unless we stand up as one and say, these Black people, it's not personal, they don't represent us. And they don't represent our lived experience.
But that is a really important thing. I'm getting stuff like this, and I just want us to be able to debate and whatever. Now, if anybody's seen Django, you know that, and boy, you think, whoa, people are properly going in. I want us to debate it. I want us to agree, disagree, reason. But at the personal attacks, I think all four of us agree. Please, let's deal with the report. Let's deal with the findings. Let's work together. Let's not do anybody else's bidding.
Dear mums and dads,
grandparents,
aunties,
uncles,
brothers,
sisters,
nephews,
nieces, sons,
daughters,
cousins, we love you.
We know we don't say it often enough. And sometimes we have our disagreements like families do.
But wherever you are, we love you from the bottom of our hearts. And we know you love us.
And we want to see you again. COVID-19 has kept us apart for way too long.
We want to hug you. We want to celebrate with you. We want to worship with you. We want to play video games with you, preferably in the same room, so that we can see the look on your face when we beat you.
But in order to do all that, we all need to take the COVID-19 jab. So all of us in this together.
Things will slowly get back to normal. Well, what they're calling the new normal. But in reality, the new normal will mean needing a vaccine for doing the kinds of things we used to take for granted.
Because we love you, we want you to be safe. We don't want you to be left out or left behind.
While other communities are rushing to get the vaccine and millions have already been vaccinated, some Black people in our community are being more cautious.
You have legitimate worries and concerns, and we hear that. We know change needs to happen and that it's hard to trust some institutions and authorities.
But we're asking you to trust the facts about the vaccine from our own professors, scientists, and doctors involved in the vaccine's development. GPs, not just from here in the UK, but from all over the world, including Africa and the Caribbean.
Many of whom are our relatives. Many of whom have made the ultimate sacrifice to protect the people of this country from this pandemic. And the thousands who volunteered to be part of vaccine trials so that we know it's safe and works for people of all ethnicities.
Don't let their sacrifice be in vain. Don't let your concerns be the thing that widens racial inequality in our society.
Don't let coronavirus cost even more Black lives. Because we matter.
We love you. We don't want you to get sick.
We don't want you to die. So please, hear us.
And when your turn comes, take the jab. Let's do this together.
And once you do, tell Cousin Mo to do the same thing. Is he really my cousin? We just think it would be a tragedy if a disproportionate amount of Black people were to die of COVID due to a lack of take-up of the vaccine. This is our way out. This is the way out of the pandemic. We should all be doing it. Just get it done. We know you have legitimate concerns and worries. We know that change needs to happen in terms of the relationship between systemic racism and this feeling of being hard done by authorities and institutions. But we're asking people to trust the facts from the experts. We know, don't we, that the vaccine's been tested and is safe for all ethnicities. Millions of people have taken this jab. And we say that, look, if you've got worries, don't go online or talk to your mate down the pub. Go to a trusted health professional or visit the NHS website to find out more. Trusted health professional, NHS website, golden handshake, jobs are good. Do that.
Yeah, well, the biggest factor to hesitancy from our communities is lack of trust. Many people, and it'll be even worse now with this report, many Black, Asian, minority ethnic individuals, communities will be thinking, this government does not have my interest at heart. So when they're asking me to take an injection that I know is not fully tested as in the normal manner, they're suspicious. They're doubly suspicious because they had 2 French doctors a year ago saying on the record, we need to test this vaccine first and foremost in Africa.
Yes, I saw that.
So there's an accumulative effect. And so when we're trying to save our brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles' lives because we're overly exposed and the only defense we have is an injection, we're pushing a boulder uphill. And so we get hit hard by the disease because we're overly exposed. We get hit hard by the lack of trust because we don't trust the government who we can see do not have our interest at heart. But Curtis, Joanna and Eddie, we have to show that leadership role and speak and take our brothers and sisters on a journey to get protected. And
well, how? You're telling me to take a vaccine that doesn't mean that I won't get the illness. What?
I'm telling you.
Think about the logic
no,
of that.
Lord Woolley,
I'm
don't.
telling you, we have one of 2 choices.
Don't.
One, take our chance with this disease. You know how that works out. Or 2, have some protection. Some protection.
Right,
So
and
there's
that's
a
right.
whole thing around who you choose to front particular campaigns and whether it speaks to the people that you really want to encourage. Yeah, so that's
okay.
quite nuanced, but you have to think about that people are looking at them and thinking, oh, well, they're a nice bunch of thespians, you know. They're out.
She's making a fantastic point. What a beautiful point to make. Yeah, I'm thinking about nation building and saving the civilization that is my people. So if you're going to come to me and try to persuade me to take a biological agent that's been untested in the millions, yeah, who would be convincing? Who would you get? A comedian? Oh, wait, so where's our top Black scientist? Oh yeah, where are our top Black medical officials, not just medical practitioners, those who have graduated to officialdom, who can say, now speak to us with authority? Where, they don't exist. There's a whole strata of legitimacy that you can't provide to me unless you think I'm an idiot and you're going to give me a footballer, and you're going to give me a priest, or you're going to give me a comedian? That's an insult. Big up to Lenny Henry. I respect his career, everything he's done, everything like that. But a comedian come to tell me to take a biological agent? You are having a laugh.
Yeah, but they are. Listen, whether you like it or not, Sir Lenny Henry has raised hundreds of millions of pounds. He's raised hundreds of millions of pounds for people in this country, and he's raised hundreds of millions of pounds for people in Africa. And this is the thing, people like him and Jay-Z, they buy wiggle room with me. I may personally...
Yeah, but he's not a medical expert. He might have raised money for good causes, but he's not a medical expert. Where are our black medical experts? Where are the doctors on the panel? Do you see what I mean? Where's the panel of doctors of black Caribbean or second generation Caribbean British doctors who can persuade me, who I'm inclined to listen to, in the same manner that I'm inclined to listen to Leo Muhammad, in the same manner that I'm inclined to listen to Lord Woolley, right? In the same manner that I'm inclined to listen to you, Eddie Nesta, right? Even though you are a comedian. But I'm allowing you the latitude to speak about other things. Yeah, I'm imbuing you with the intelligence enough to know that you can discuss all of these things, but you're not a medical professional either, are you? Now, if you're going to discuss that, you need to get someone who's a little bit more practiced in that field, right? Where are they? Right, so there's the glaring omission with that advert, right?
Not agree with all the decisions they make, but anybody who can stand next to Lenny Henry and say that they have done as much than you talk. So that thing, he might not do it in the way that you want, or he might not do what you want. And Curtis and I, as performers, perhaps we have...
He's not a medical professional.
Challenges, right? And that's a conversation we'll have with him and whatever. But in terms of as a person who is saying, I am a man, I am going to try to do this for my community, I'm going to try and raise money, there ain't nobody to equal him. So no, I will fight.
Yeah, there is someone to equal him. A medical professional from the same community as Lenny Henry, not a comedian. Is there anyone to equal him? Yeah, there's someone to better him, yeah? Okay, there's a superior caliber of individual out there than a comedian to instruct me on whether or not I should stick a biological agent into my arm, Eddie Nesta.
I understand what they said. I personally will fight for him on that. Curtis, on the
Mate, that's your friends, and I can understand that, but that's because that's your friends, yeah? Hello, I'm not one of your friends, yeah? Can you give me a medical professional, please?
Timing of the video juxtaposed with the commission, does it get mixed up a bit, do you think?
I think it all gets mixed into one thing. I think what people,
It's all intentional and it's perfect timing. That's perfect timing, okay? Because that's added legitimacy to the report as well, with the caliber of black professionals that they used. It's once again, it's just giving a layer of authenticity to it. Not genuine authenticity, because as I said, I'd like a doctor possessing a similar phenotype to you four and myself. Can I get that? I can't. No, I can get comedians, and I have to trust the comedian though. That's what you're saying to me. Right? I'll still ride with you, but that's what you're saying to me. Nah, that doesn't fly.
If that one's aimed at a certain age range, I'm assuming it was aimed at the over 70s, the over 60s maybe. It probably was the right tone. But for anybody after that, the 30s going on, it needed a little bit more of an energy and a bit of a more honest narrative rather than that kind of...
How about a little bit of professional expertise? That would... why is the professional expertise the glaring omission here? Why black people, why are you comfortable with comedians and priests giving you medical advice?
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.